Everyone, it's 6 p.m. This is the Daily Finance Wrap, where you get your daily dose of everything to do with personal finance. We cover investments, insurance, loans, real estate, and everything to do with your money. I'm Avan Dabash. We're going live on YouTube. We've also got expert analysis on the show. So do remember that you can put in your questions in the comment section, and we will definitely try and get them answered. Well, today we have a special show lined up for you as we conclude the World Investor Week. We'll be talking about something that I'm sure nobody wants to fall prey to, and that is cybercrimes, especially online. So we have Ritesh Bhatia, who is a cybercrime expert, and will be joining in to tell you how you can steer clear, what the most common pitfalls are. And if you've got any questions for Ritesh, well, keep them ready because we will surely get them answered for you. So that's lined up today on the show. It's super exciting over the next half hour or so. But let's begin by telling you about all of the news and updates in the world of finance and business. Well, first up, gold financing company Manappuram Finance came under acute pressure in today's trading day. Multiple downgrades because you had the brokerages reduce the target price on this counter quite significantly. Why was that? Because the Reserve Bank of India, or RBI, has instructed its subsidiary, that is Asirvad Microfinance, to halt the loan approvals and disbursements. Now, this action was taken against Asirvad as well as 3 other NBFCs because they failed to properly assess the household incomes and repayment capabilities of their microfinance loans. So a whole host of brokerages reacted to this. For instance, you had CLSA, which kept the outperform rating on the stock, but they slashed the target price from 240 rupees to 200 rupees per share. You had Morgan Stanley, which downgraded the counter from an overweight rating to an equal weight rating, and their target price has been cut to 170. What was the result of all of this? Well, the stock price was really hammered in today's trade. It cracked 15%. In more news and updates, then, gold prices have actually gone through the roof. They've hit $2,700 per ounce for the first time today. In fact, in India, now the price of 24 karat gold for 10 grams has shot up to 78,000 rupees, while the MCX gold futures price is at 77,000 rupees for the same quantity. What's really leading to this increase in gold prices? Well, that's largely been fueled by the geopolitical tensions that we've been seeing in the Middle East. There's also uncertainty with respect to what could be the outcome of the US elections. Central banks globally, including the European Central Bank, have been lowering interest rates in order to address the slowing economic growth. And these rate cuts are making traditional investments less appealing, and that really seems to be supporting the higher gold prices. To more news and updates then, and the Income Tax Department has actually introduced new guidelines. This is in order to simplify the process of compounding tax offenses under the Income Tax Act of 1961. Now, these updated rules are going to apply to the existing as well as for new applications. Now, these changes include focusing on reducing the procedural hurdles as well as lowering the compounding charges. The compounding of offenses is a process that allows the taxpayer who has perhaps violated certain provisions of the Income Tax Act to actually avoid prosecution by admitting to the offense and paying that designated fee. So the Income Tax Department has removed the previous categorization of offenses, which actually added quite a bit of complexity to the process. Furthermore, now there is no longer a limit on the number of times that a taxpayer can submit an application. And one of the other key advantages of the revised guidelines is the reduction in the compounding fee. The fee has been reduced to 1.5% per month. Taxpayers whose compounding applications were previously rejected due to the correctable issues like an incorrect financial year or maybe non-payment of outstanding tax, well, now they have an opportunity to refile their applications. And meantime, let's put the spotlight on earnings, and in particular, Wipro's Q2 FY25 numbers, and they've certainly got a mixed reaction from the brokerage houses. For instance, Morgan Stanley and Jefferies, they have projected a downside of 5.3% and 12% for Wipro shares respectively, While on the other hand, you've got Nomura and Macquarie that have actually seen an upside of 28% and 26.8% respectively. Morgan Stanley, which has an underweight rating on Wipro, they've got a target price of 500 rupees, and they believe that Wipro will continue to underperform as a stock. Jeffries as well, they're pretty cautious. They've got an underperform rating on Wipro, and they've got a target price at 465 rupees. Now, let's put the spotlight on our special discussion today on the show. And it's pretty interesting. If you look at the kind of data that's come in, according to a study, reports indicate that nearly 800 online financial frauds take place every single day. The Reserve Bank of India has actually said that there have been over 29,000 cases of card and digital payment fraud in FY24, each worth over 1 lakh rupees. So, what exactly is leading to these online financial frauds, and how can you and me prevent ourselves from falling prey? As we're observing World Investor Week, we've got a special guest. I introduced him at the get-go, so let's welcome Ritesh Bhatia. He's a cybercrime investigator and cybersecurity consultant, and he's joining in to answer these questions and tell us so much more about these online financial scams. Ritesh, thank you so much for joining in. And I think as the festive season is coming, everyone's going to be swiping their cards left, right, and center, shopping a lot online. And I just want to understand, as a cybercrime investigator, what are the most common or the most prevalent online scams that you have heard about that have really targeted investors of late?
Okay, so if we talk about investors right now, what's like trending the charts, I would say, are these fake investment scams. Now you're getting calls from international numbers, even from Indian numbers, wherein they're telling you that we are calling from this bank's securities, we are calling from this bank security, or we are calling from this particular stockbroking company, and they're using names of even the international organizations also. And so what is happening over there, they are asking you to download an app, and initially, and they send you the link. They say that, listen, this is a special app, it is not meant for everyone, so we are just sending it to you. You go there, you download it. It's a complete look-alike of the same app which the particular bank has, their stocks division or the securities division has it. And then uh, you say, oh, listen, I'm hesitant first, I don't know whether it will work or not. So they say, okay, why don't you do one thing? See, they know that you have a lot of money. They're not targeting anybody who's just going to, whom they can like swindle off like a lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees. No, they're looking for pros. That is their target. So initially they'll tell you, okay, why don't you start with something like a 10,000 rupees or something like that. And then, on the app, you'll see, oh, the 10,000 has become 15,000 or something like that after a point of time. And then when you will go to withdraw it, you'll be able to withdraw it also. They'll deposit that money. Then you'll try it with a lakh. The lakh rupees will become 2 lakhs, and it will go into your bank account. They will do this 3, 4, 5 times till you're completely like you're like bitten the bait. Now once you're in their trap, you start putting in money. Now you don't put just a lakh rupees or 50,000. Now you start putting 5 lakhs. The 5 lakhs is seen to be, oh, it's become 12 lakhs, but you don't think about withdrawing it. Now you put another 10, 20, 30. Now you see, oh, it's gone to like crore, 1 crore and a half, it's 3 crores and all, but not even once you think about withdrawing it. Then suddenly, like after a few days, I mean, these people are speaking to in fluent English. They're maintaining like the most professional standards with you. And once you now after a week or two or maybe 3 weeks also, when you try to withdraw that money, you suddenly come to know you're not able to withdraw the money. And now is the time when you realize, oh my god, this is a scam. So it all starts from like this has been happening like with some dedicated people calling you from the call centers and from international numbers also. Then it's coming to you via WhatsApp messages, it's coming to you even on your social media platforms. So these are very, very targeted as such. But the most targeted one is this one only, wherein like they know that this is a person who will be able to shell out like at least 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, and this is how they are targeting. How do they come to know about this? They have all the information about you, thanks to all the data breaches that have been happening, where the companies have been extremely careless. And because of that, all these data which were in different silos, now they have got them together, and thanks to artificial intelligence, they are able to identify who their targets are. Avan.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to understand, Ritesh, for the layman, because I mean, let's be real, we're all using our credit cards, we're all shopping online. A lot of the times we're using OTPs, we've linked our bank accounts. What are the first few things or the big red flags that you would say people need to watch out for when it comes to online scams?
Okay, so if you're referring to the individual ones, let me tell you, these OTPs and all now, these are like, outdated scams. Nothing like that particularly happens as such now. Nobody asks for your OTP and all. Of course, they do happen, but they've gone way ahead, because right now what's trending is the digital arrest, wherein, like, you must have also received a call. Almost everybody's received a call, that, I'm calling from the High Court of Delhi, or I'm calling from the High Court of Mumbai, and there was a case against you, or I'm calling from TRAI, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. There has been a card which is being misused, a SIM card that is being misused. So these are some of the scams that are happening from the digital arrest point of view. So we need to understand. I mean, I'll come to the cards part of it also, and the shopping bit of it also. But this is something bigger, because the card scam will just take you, it will just take away your 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees. But nowadays, the trend is to take away crores of rupees. So let's talk about the bigger things first. So in this digital arrest, they'll like, they're going to scare you with all these kind of things, and they'll have complete information about you, your Aadhaar number. They'll also have your father's name, your son's name, or your daughter's name, your wife's name, your mom's name, and they will also threaten you that in case if you try to tell them anything, we will come and arrest them also. So the biggest red flag is like, you getting a call wherein they're telling that in your name something is being misused and we are from the government. Listen, the government never calls. I mean, even when you're in dire need of them, they still don't call. So you forget that they are going to call you for all these kind of things. So the government never calls. So this is the first red flag. I would simply, like, I will put it, for any sort of cybercrime, my formula is to use the POV. What you call it as the point of view. My POV is pause, zero trust, and verify. Whenever you're getting any such kind of a call, or when you're going to go onto a particular website, okay, just pause and then go with the concept of zero trust. This site could be fake, this app could be fake, this call could be fake, and then you go and verify. Now, so once you have verified, let's say you call the police that, listen, I got a call from the High Court, or I'm getting a call from TRAI or from RBI. Police themselves will say, listen, this is nonsense, this is never going to happen, so please, this is a scam, because they are well trained for it now. Now, coming to the online, the shopping part of it, what you're saying, there will be a lot many like offers which you're going to get, where you may get like an iPhone 16 just for, let's say, 25,000, for 20,000 and all. And thanks to all this social media, specifically on Instagram, and a lot many ads also coming on various social media platforms, that you may get tempted. Oh, it is at such a low price. Like, we know, like, big brand shoes are being sold for 600, 800. That is the time when you actually go to the website, you will just see, oh, it's HTTPS, which means this is safe. No, HTTPS has got nothing to do with this. It just encrypts your data. HTTPS doesn't mean, oh, this site is not a fraudster. Today, a fraudster also buys HTTPS. In fact, you don't even have to buy nowadays. Whenever you register a domain, or you take a hosting, HTTPS comes with it. It's like bundled up now. So there is nothing like, okay, they have to buy it also, or HTTPS will make it secure. So please, don't have this myth that, okay, if HTTPS is there, which means this site is secured, it is safe. No, it is not. There is no guarantee it is a safe website. So now you will see that, okay, for 600 rupees, you're getting a big brand shoe over there. You enter your name, you enter your credit card details, you enter your CVV, you enter your OTP. Your 600 was supposed to go, but here your 60,000 rupees goes. So be very careful. So in this Diwali season, I would urge everyone, don't fall prey to such kind of gimmicks. These are like, anything that's too good to be true
Yeah.
needs to be your biggest flag. One.
Yeah, you ain't getting an iPhone for 25,000 rupees, the newest one. That's for sure. Any model for that matter. Can you just repeat that actually, Ritesh? That process that you said, uh, zero
POV.
POV.
POV. Millennials and Gen Z use a lot of POV on your Instagram. So this is my POV, a POV of a Gen X person. okay, which is P says pause, don't panic. So for
Yeah,
that is the
yeah,
P. The
yeah,
moment you get a call or something, pause, hold on. You don't have to panic. You may hear, oh, your sister telling you, Awan, help me, Awan, help me. But no, that's her
yeah,
voice is just cloned using AI. The
yeah,
zero is zero trust. That this can't be my sister. Let me try calling her up, or
got
let
it.
me find out. And V is for
Yeah,
verify. Let's
yes,
go verify it. So that's my
absolutely.
POV.
And guys, we're going live, by the way, with Ritesh. So if you've got any questions related to cybercrime, what you need to do if you get stuck, please post your questions and we'll definitely get them answered. You spoke of AI and we're talking about it being a huge boon to businesses, etc. But then there's the downside of using technology that is ever so evolved for exploiting platforms. How are cyber criminals actually exploiting these technologies or these platforms to carry out investment frauds?
So the cyber criminals, as of now, they are not one, not two steps ahead of us. I would say they are 200 to 2,000 steps ahead of us. Anything new that comes, they really want to pick it up. Right now, I won't be surprised if this show is being watched more by the cyber criminals than the users, because these guys really want to understand that how are users trying to protect themselves. So when they say, okay, now this here comes another person, he's trying to give this particular way, let us hear what is he trying to say. So they are learning all the time, these cyber criminals, and they're using each and every technology to the advantage. Let us look at, like, for example, the voice cloning thing. The voice cloning thing is is so prevalent. There are people who are getting calls, and for especially the parents are getting calls, mom, please help me, the police has arrested me. And then the police guy takes over. He says, listen, your child was in a possession of drug, you just spoke to your daughter, come on, immediately transfer 2 lakh rupees. Now the poor mother is just going to transfer it. Was it actually the child's voice? Yes, 100% the child's voice. Even if you have to do the forensics of it, you will say, yeah, this is the child's voice only. So the mother can't go wrong with it, right? But this was the cloned voice of the voice. Earlier you had mimicry artists, who would do something like this. Of course, not for the wrong things, but for the right things. They would mimic somebody. But now we are having AI that can mimic anyone. Like, let me tell you, if I want your voice, I know you've been an anchor with ET, now you're an anchor over there. I just need to pick up one video sample, and that too even a 2-minute video sample from the YouTube, and I can just create your voice in less than, I would say, 20 seconds, and I can make you say anything. So
Oh my God.
again, now that was POV. Here, whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever you read on the internet, don't trust immediately. You don't know, maybe this is the deep fake of Ritesh Bhatia sitting over here.
Is it? I hope not. No, this is just so scary, and I'd imagine, look, you're talking about Gen X and Gen Z, and but there would be a particular target audience or demographic. I mean, I can imagine someone like my mom who's not very tech savvy, just totally falling prey to this. So is there something that you want to tell maybe like the older generation as well? Is that as a demographic definitely now being more targeted?
So to the older generation, hats off. You people are being the most cautious amongst all these generations. From starting from the alpha going to the baby boomers, I would see these baby boomers are doing phenomenally well. I'm sure this is coming as a shock to you, because if somebody would have to call your mom Avan, I'm pretty sure she's just going to give them, like 4 5 cuss words and hang up the phone. So if you ask me who's the target audience, it is the young millennials and the Gen Zs. They are becoming common targets. Again, when we did this particular research, even we were in surprise because there is this overconfidence in the generation. I know it all. Nothing can go wrong with me. So that's, I know how to use technology. Don't teach me. It's like that. Fine.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. And especially with the Gen Z, they really want, there is this peer pressure. Oh, you've not invested in crypto. You've not invested in stocks. So they're just going crazy about it, that yeah, even I need to make this quick money, even I want to get into crypto. And these are the people literally losing a lot of money. They're just like, they don't know what is futures and options, they don't know what is derivatives, but they just want to get into it. They don't know anything about crypto, but they still want to buy. They'll take their parents credit cards, and then suddenly one day they realize, oh god, they've been doomed.
Yeah, doomed it is. And, I'm glad you brought up this point about crypto because, people get these messages as well. Sometimes when someone's, hacked into your account, they send these blast messages about, invest in cryptocurrency. I made X amount in a day. You can
Yeah,
too. You
yeah,
know, what advice do you have for investors when it comes to protecting themselves and even dabbling in cryptocurrencies when you don't understand the game? I think, Ritesh, the
exactly.
best is to steer clear, right?
Yeah, definitely steer clear. When you don't know how to ride a ship, you're not going to take it deep into the rough seas, at least. You're just never going to do that. So please don't do this. Crypto is something so anonymous, it's just not regulated. There are no bodies where you can go then complain. And most importantly, you don't know. We've seen the biggest of the exchanges. Look at WazirX, that was hacked. You look
Yeah.
at the other exchanges, so many exchanges have just gone bust. There have been scams of the initial coin offering. There have been scams of pump and dump scheme, wherein you open an exchange, you come up with the initial coin offering, you take loads of money, and then suddenly you just vanish in thin air. So just steer clear about this particular thing as far as the crypto is concerned. And most importantly, please don't follow any influencers, even if they've got like lakhs of followers or 10 lakhs of followers. They, just because they are saying, okay, this is a safe bet, this is a safe thing, you can go ahead about it. Sorry, I wouldn't even put my money in Dogecoin, where the Elon Musk where Elon Musk is also saying that, okay, Tesla has invested so much into this. But what has happened? If you see, day before yesterday, he just moved away all his bitcoins to different platforms as such. So
Yeah.
this is something that I would suggest, please stay away. It's better that you have the gold, you have the silver, you have the, and you follow like channels, you follow anchors like her. And at least because they are held responsible, these are regulated by SEBI. Anything else is a big risk. Nobody's made money with such kind of foolish risk.
Absolutely, that is just walking into the fire. Ritesh, now let's deal with the issue. Assume that someone has fallen prey, because I mean it is so easy to also these days. What
Very
are the
easy.
steps that you need to take first up if you've fallen prey to a financial scam or an online fraud? What do you do?
Okay, so whenever you fall into hope not, but let's say you become a victim, which I feel everybody will become, because I always say, sabka katega. So someday if you become a victim, the first thing that you need to do is, please don't go online and try to search for some experts who will try to help you out. People like me or other experts can't do anything for you. uh, 1930 is the number to call. That is the, so we are talking about specifically financial cybercrime. So whenever it comes to a financial cybercrime, the first number that you need to call is not your bank, it is 1930. That is your state's number. So this is an initiative by the MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs, and they're doing a wonderful job. Of course, in certain states it's not giving the results that it should be, but even they are progressing, they are also learning. But at least they have come till over here. So you just call up 1930. When you call them up, please don't tell the entire story, how you got duped and all that. Even they know that you got duped and you have called them. Keep it very short. Keep the reference number. Let's say, you made a transaction. You made like 7, 8 transactions of 1 lakh each, and you've lost 7 lakhs. So for all the 7 transactions, keep the reference numbers ready. You also need to tell you which is your bank account, what is your bank branch, and what is your IFSC code. Give that to them, and then they will ask you, okay, what happened. Now again, don't tell that entire ram khani. Please don't tell them the entire story. All you need to do is, okay, I fell for a scam of digital arrest, period. I fell for a scam of investment scam. That's it. Because they just want to put it in the drop down. The sooner you do it, the higher the chances of your money getting frozen from the fraudsters account. Because the fraudsters do a concept of layering. So let's say I am the fraudster. I have managed to take 7 lakhs from you. The moment it comes to me, I will give it to like 10 other people, 80,000, 1 lakh, something, something. They will then give it. So it's like a multi-level marketing kind of it's like a pyramid scheme only. So it will just keep going over there. The moment you call it up at 1930, they will try to stop it at all layers. Once it's stopped, you will also get a message that they have been able to recover this much. Then you have to go back to the police station. The police will give you certain papers, and then you have to go to the court, take an order, and then they will release the funds. The entire process is tiring. It can take up to 2 to 3 months also.
Oh gosh, I would have thought that the first step would be to actually call the bank. And, I think that's
Never.
everyone's, they
which
assume
is a
that.
misconception which is a
Yeah, yeah,
misconception that you call the bank.
yeah.
8 out of 10 people will say bank. No, it's not the bank, it's 1930. Right now we are fighting with RBI to tell them that, listen, we don't want to call the police first. We want to call the bank because my money is gone from my bank. So
Yeah.
I want to call my customer helpline number. That too, I need a dedicated helpline number for cyber crimes so that
Yes.
they can then contact the
Yes.
other bank where my money went and try to freeze it. Then I will go to the police station and say, this is
Yeah.
my money. It
I
should be
think a
that way.
dedicated line is definitely something that's the need of the
Absolutely.
hour.
But till
Yeah.
then, it's
Yeah.
1930.
Yeah, exactly. 1930. Memorize that, everyone. Okay, if you've got questions and queries, we're coming to the fag end, so please ask away. But Ritesh, it's not just individuals. I'm sure, and we have read, of course, about big corporations falling prey to cybercrime. So
Majorly,
assume,
majorly.
yeah, okay. So assume I'm not talking about the Infosys and Dr. Reddy's of the world, but I have a small business that I run, and I have a website, and I'm selling goods or services. What are the top three things as a business that I need to keep in mind to make sure that I am also financially safe, keeping myself, prevent cybersecurity and even my customers?
So very simple. There are three. You ask me for three things. I'll tell you three things. If you're telling you're a small business, I'm not talking about the Infosys and Dr. Reddy's. By the
No.
way, Dr. Reddy's was also breached. Okay,
Yes.
so when such large organizations are being breached, what are we? So the three things are backup. Second is backup. Third is backup, because only the backup of the data can bring you back into business. There's nothing else that can bring you back into business. So there is no, you may put the best of the antivirus, you may put the best of the firewalls. What have all the big tech companies done? They have the best of the antivirus, best of the firewalls, best of the security measures. They've spent crores and crores of rupees, but still, haven't they been breached? Haven't they been attacked? Haven't their systems come down? They have. What the only thing that can break your business completely is if your data crashes and you don't have a backup of it. I have seen hundreds of business going bust for the only reason they didn't have the backups, and neither they had that kind of money to get the data back from the hackers. So ransomware is the biggest threat that we are in a stage of a digital pandemic. 4 years back we were fighting with one pandemic, but right now we are in this digital pandemic. And
Yeah.
so ransomware is the big thing.
Sure.
Second thing is the business email compromise scam. I don't want to talk too
Yeah.
much about it, but the third and the most important is the deep fakes. So your boss will come on a Zoom TV, and this is exactly
Yeah.
on a Zoom or a virtual call.
Yeah.
This is what happened even in a company in Hong Kong. There were four people who came on a virtual call. One, two, three, four. One was a finance director, other was the accounts person, third was somebody else, and the fourth was also an independent director. The three people agreed that, yeah, 200 crore rupees have to be transferred. Accountant said, okay, we will do it in 10 transactions. He did that. In the evening, he comes to know those three people were actually deep fakes who had come on the virtual call. So
Mhm.
this is
That's
what it is.
that's really super scary, Ritesh. The reason I'm interrupting is because we've got a whole host of viewer queries now, so I'm just going to try to quickly get to it.
Sure.
Kotian has a query. He says that he was scammed. He got a scammer called me to ask for credit card bill details that he said they could be deactivated. He received an email. He said, "I'll guide you." He told me what are the next steps. Um, and at the time, I knew it was a scam. I hung up the phone. But should I highlight this to 1930? Is it important to do that? That is
Uh,
Akash's question. A quick answer.
Akash, quickly, amazing. You know that you hung up. A good thing would be to go and inform it on cybercrime.gov.in. That is a good place wherein you can go and say, and just in the description say that I don't want to visit the police station or anything. This is just for your information. So at
Got it.
least the government has that information. And by the way, they do read about it. They go
Yeah.
through it, so it won't go waste.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Abhishek Ponyas asks, is there any insurance for cyber frauds or data breach?
Yes, there are. So almost all these companies, whether it is Tata's or ICICI, all of them offer cyber insurance for individuals and small businesses, companies. All of them offer. So you can actually contact any of these companies, uh, and you can take an insurance.
Okay, amazing. So Ritesh, just to sum it up, top three things that you need to do to make sure you don't fall prey. I think you would talk about POV 1930. Anything else I'm missing out?
No, nothing else. Anything
And an
that's
offer
too good
that's
to be true.
good. Yeah.
Anything that's too good to be true, please just stay away from it. And as I told you, don't believe in what you see, what you hear, and what you read. Just pause, look at it from zero trust. Like Avan, it is the things are so scary. Like at least my background is kind of real, yours is not, so you just can't trust anything. Okay.
Jeez. Okay, but it's good to have people like you that we can talk to and get all of this perspective from and help, ensure that no more people or fewer people rather fall prey to these online financial scams. Okay, thank you so much, Ritesh. And thank you all, viewers, for tuning in to the Daily Finance Wrap. Thank you for asking your questions and being with us. We come to the end of this edition and do stay tuned daily at 6 p.m. where we go live for the Daily Finance Wrap. I'm your host, Avan Dabash, signing off. Ritesh, it has been a pleasure. Thank you.